We draw strength from their courage and from the fact that they, before us, came to a land far away to do something good. I know this day will mean different things to you in different ways. I want to assure you that I think one of the valuable reasons for coming to Kandahar is to understand the mission, to feel and touch and smell what your loved one did, but also to understand why they were here.
It's a great privilege for me to participate in the memorial service of the brave Canadian soldiers who are remembered for their great sacrifice of their lives in service and defense of the oppressed people of Afghanistan. It's worth mentioning that the Canadian forces are fighting side by side with my officers and soldiers in the fight against terrorism.
People say to me, well, why did you let your son go there? Well, first of all, I didn't have any choice. But secondly, I think every parent, the most important thing they do is bring up their children to be good men or women and to choose a lifestyle, whatever it should be. And then we recognize the little part of us that's in them, and we realize that we have to support them in what they're doing. Before my son left, he came and talked to me and said, Mom, I'm not sure I'm going to come back from this. But he said, no, I believe in this mission, and I've had great training, and it'll just be bigger than me. So I don't want you to be mad at the military, and I don't want you to be mad at the people. It's what was meant to be. The last thing I wanted anybody to do was to die. But I can't lie and not say that it helped me to see that all the soldiers are brothers and they're there for the people who do die, and that he's never left alone. And I guess that was also, that he was alone in a strange country, but they always have someone with him on the plane, off the plane, in the morgue. There's always somebody with him. Every side of him, he has a brother, and they've got his back. And it's only because of it being too much that he didn't come back. And, so I think that's what I would tell mothers who are sending their boys now.
I can't possibly make you form the equation in your mind that it's worth it, and that it's worth to lose a loved one. But I just want you to know that your loved one was part of a magnificent international effort to do something decent here in Afghanistan. And it is portrayed in many ways by many people, and is the subject of much angst and debate. But the motivation that your loved one had, and the motivation that we have every day, is to do the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons, to make Afghanistan a better place to live. It's as simple as that.
So between having employer support and family support, that's really how reservists can get through their deployments. And it's really important that we get through our deployments, that we're able to keep our mind on our jobs, because what we do here is important. And knowing that our family is safe and taken care of back home allows us to do that.
Well, I think what we really want to see is progressively the leadership of all aspects of what's being done here transferred over to the Afghan government and Afghan authorities. And we're seeing that happen in many different ways. I mean, Afghanistan is and remains a sovereign country, and what you really want to do is to see that sovereignty becoming tangible across the board. So as we train the Afghan National Police, we don't just want to train your average beat cop, you also want to train the leadership so that they can take over operations and take over complete management of all of their functions. The same thing with the Afghan National Army. You also want to see it at the provincial level with provincial government, where we're working really closely with the Afghan government right now to help ensure that the right people are hired so that the jobs can get done. So what I really hope is that over the years we're going to see a stronger and stronger Afghan leadership role across the board, and civilians and military from other countries taking a progressively lower profile role so that, we're increasingly in a support role.
The Afghans are teaching the Afghans. We're not here standing in front of them and teaching them. We're mentoring the Afghan instructors to teach their Afghan police women as well, which makes it that much more dynamic. The females here are very passionate about learning. They want to learn. They come in with energy, and at the first day they'll be a little bit nervous, and then once they start to see who you are and see that you're here to help them, they open up, and it's amazing. It's a dynamic situation. They are passionate about who they are, their culture. They're intelligent people. They're focused on making their country a better place.
Canada will begin to withdraw from Afghanistan in 2011. We are leaving behind a legacy rich with mentoring programs, reconstruction, healthcare, vaccination programs. But most importantly of all, Canada has given the legacy of care. My purpose was to bring back some stories of change. I think, like most Canadians and others, we all want to see that there's progress in this wonderful country. Despite threats of violence and murder, over 40% of the Afghan population turned out for their elections in September 2010. They are well on their way to self-governance. I believe that the greatest gift that Canada has given to Afghanistan are the people that have served and have been the frontline workers of change.